Hi, my name is Lebogang Lebepe. I'm the founder and CEO of Bezos. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new to this channel, make sure that you subscribe, you like, and then you leave all the comments regarding all the questions that you may have about anything about success, property, and everything about business and building your business and becoming successful in your life, whatever way you regard success to be in your life. So today I want to talk to you about property taxes, right? So a lot of you guys have been asking me to talk about this subject. The property taxes, it depends on which structure of investment are you taking and which property investment strategy are you taking. So there's different property investment strategies. There's different structures that you can invest with. Whether you're investing as an individual, as a company, as a trust, as a partnerships, as a stock firm. So all these structures have their own pros and cons. So every single structure has their own pros and cons. Let's look at, on an overview, let's look at investing as an individual, for example. So if you invest as an individual, so your pros would be there's no setup costs. There is you don't have any stringent conditions. There's no setup cost. So you have full control of your property. So that's one of the reasons why it's it's an advantageous to have a property within your personal capacity. But let's look at the disadvantages. You are taxed up to 42% in your personal capacity of your rental income, of your property income. So you are taxed income tax in that particular structure in your personal capacity. It's sitting at about 42%. Imagine that. And not only that, you still have you're subjected to a capital gains tax. There's also things like your deceased. When you are deceased, when you pass on, there's no succession plan. So meaning that it's very costly when you pass on, because you're going to pay tax on your capital gains tax when you pass on. And there's also estate duties that you need to pay, and executors fees that you need to pay when you pass on, because you now need to pass on those assets to your beneficiaries. And one of the most important thing about the disadvantage of investing in your personal capacity in terms of tax, there's no protection for your minors. Can you imagine you're leaving your asset to your minor, and they're still not in a stage where they can make informed decision about their lives and for their lives, and you're already leaving this large lump sum to them, or this large property portfolio that was in your personal capacity, and then you leave it to them in your personal capacity, and it is transferred to their personal capacity as well. It leaves your assets to be very vulnerable. Let's look at the company as an example. So in the company, you are only taxed. The advantage of it is that you are only taxed up to 27% currently. And in terms of that, there's other tax benefits, because you can have tax deductible items for your maintenance and stuff like that. But when you look at the disadvantages of that, there is actually limited. There's no actually asset protection when it comes to that. And you also are exposed in terms of your assets that you have in that particular company. You're taxed up to 27%. You're subjected to capital gains tax. But the most important thing in terms of advantages of that is that there is succession plan. There's protection in terms of your beneficiaries that are minors, because a company will outlive you. So as a result of that, you are not subjected to any estate duties or executors fee upon your death. So those are some of your advantages. Let's look at a trust as an example. So benefits of a trust is that it has an absolute asset protection. In terms of that, there is no much capital gains. The capital gains is payable on the hands of your beneficiaries. And one of the benefits is that you can reduce your tax in the trust by paying your beneficiaries, and your beneficiaries are going to be that income is going to be taxed in the hands of your beneficiaries at their personal marginal rates. So that's exactly some of the benefits in terms of that. In terms of the disadvantages of a trust is that it attracts high tax. Tax you pay up to 40. You actually pay 40% straight in terms of your tax, and it also has a higher capital gains tax in terms of your taxable assets. So in terms of that, so you have a huge tax bill, but there's ways that you can actually structure your taxes, and in order to ensure that you pay as little tax as possible. If you have any questions, ladies and gentlemen, please drop all those questions in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to this channel so that you can be able to be notified, as we're going to be dropping a lot of more videos in the near future. Cheers, until I catch you next time. Goodbye.